Alrighty. So, here we go. Great. One more B to climb, to mix some metaphors. We've had history, science, geography, and earlier today, academics. So the final B competition at 2024 Nationals, the U.S. History B, up here in just a minute for the 6th grade division. So let's give our finalists a hand. All right, so I am flanked by my father, Tim, keeping score, and Audra is up on the board, so you can keep track, remember, of the 6, 5, 4, 3, -2, -1 scoring system. Remember, all try-tests need to be done immediately. We'll play off all spots, as we always do, if there are any ties at the end of the round for places 1st through 6th. Let's do the obligatory buzzer check, and then we will commence. Start us off here on my immediate left. And just tell us your name and your school and your state.
Jacoby Swift, Cuba Rusher, Central School, New York.
Nice loud voice. Jacoby from New York. Jacoby, can you just move that water bottle so I've got a good line of sight to your buzzer?
Yes.
Excellent. You can leave it on the table. That's good. All right, next up.
Atar Rao, Mariel Elementary and Middle, from California.
From California. Okay, next up.
Joe Reamer, and I go to Brunswick School in Connecticut.
Joe from Connecticut on Fred 3. Ed on the end. Omar from California.
Jay Takeshi, Forest Man School, New York.
Jay from New York. And
Taylor Chen, Evertree Middle School, Tennessee.
Taylor from Tennessee. One final reminder before we begin. Please be sure to stop by the help desk to collect any unclaimed awards. We've just released the historical geography exam results. So at this point, everything that we needed to grade has been graded, including family quizzes, U.S. Geography Championships, all the national championship exams. So everything is there at the help desk. We'll get it to you if you need to, but it's obviously better for you, better for us to get it before you leave Orlando. Quick question, Jacoby.
So if somebody gets 40 points here, do they win?
That is correct. Yeah, I should mention that as well, that it is the standard 40 and out rule. So if you can get up to 40, then you can secure the gold medal, or the, not gold medal, but the national championship automatically by doing that, and potentially 2nd and 3rd can be determined that way as well. Okay, I think we're ready to roll. So good luck to all players, and let's begin. Audience, again, please silence during the match, and if you need to get up, please do so mid-question, or between questions, not mid-question. All right, number 1, toss-up. This event began after workers received pay reductions despite rent and other prices in the company town remaining unchanged. This event led to the creation of a federal Labor Day. During this event, Grover Cleveland intervened. That's over to Pullman strike. Yeah, gets us off the board for 6 points over the farm to start us off. Number 2. Okay, I need something quite specific here. Okay, quite specific. So I'll prompt you if needed, but be mindful of the negative potential. So, toss-up. A work of muckraking journalism titled "For These Structures" illuminated them for photography using magnesium flash powder. The dumbbell style of these structures emerged after a law required air shafts to be accessible to each room, replacing sets of indoor windows. New York's Lower East Side still contains many examples of these structures full of cramped 3-room apartments.
Housing?
Prompt.
Tenants apartments?
Not -2.
Tenants.
Tenements, yes. Tenants live in tenements, but that's the word. Yeah, so minus. Yeah, you can protest. Okay, so protest pending. It's It's 4 points over to Joe and -2 to Jay. And then I'll see if I can get if you have it readily available, mine's here somewhere. Yeah, why don't you put it in there and I'll call and I'll see who, which of us gets a line first. Hey, got a protest for you. On the, okay, toss up 2 of U.S. History B finals. I am in 6th grade. The buzz came in after apartments. And the player said tenants.
Isn't tenant housing?
Tenant housing. Yeah, it was prompted.
And I said tenant.
Yeah. I'm sorry? No, I just didn't hear what you had said. Okay, that's the ruling? Okay, thank you. So the protest is denied. Yeah, it's specifically tenant. General description. Yeah, hence the problem, but yeah, I said we needed something specific. Toss-up 3. American soldiers became involved in this conflict after Peter McQueen ambushed a group of looting soldiers at the Battle of Burnt Corn. McQueen and Red Eagle massacred a group of the Mississippi volunteers at Fort Mims in this conflict, which ended with the future president's victory at Horseshoe.
The War of 1812?
-2.
The Plains War?
-2. Battle of Horseshoe Bend. The Treaty of Fort Jackson ended for the points, but conflict within the War of 1812 in which U.S. troops fought the Red Sticks of a namesake. That's -2 as well. We're going for the Creek War.
Oh.
All right, toss up 4. Dying of what might be poisoning in this book, George Bighart reveals evidence of the murder of W.W. Vaughn. This book discusses the death of Henry Roden and includes characters such as Tom White, the warden of Leavenworth. In this book, Molly Burkhart divorces her husband Ernest, who may have assisted William K. Hale to obtain head rights. For the points, name this David Grand book about a series of Osage murders.
The Killings of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, -2. Osage murders made into a 2023 Leonardo. Yeah,
Can I
sorry.
protest?
Yeah, but that's procedural because I had already ruled incorrect. Again, the rule on that is that you can change your answer until the moderator starts ruling you correct or incorrect, and at that point you can't change it further. So
Okay.
it's not really, yeah, it's not a protestable point.
Omar's points?
Omar's points, yes, it picks up 4 for that, and
One more is clear check.
yeah, 1 more than the
What?
search.
It's not -2, it's just 2, I think.
No, it's -2 for Joe.
I know, but
But
I
it's-
just 2 points,
yeah,
not
it-
-2.
We'll score check after 5. Yeah. Number 5. This politician introduced the 1863 National Banking Act, which was previously proposed by his predecessor, Samuel Chase. As chair of the Senate Finance Committee, this politician helped pass the Coinage Act of 1873 to establish the gold standard. A work of legislation by this politician was used to break up the American Tobacco and Standard Oil Trust and was expanded -2, and was expanded by the Clayton Act. For the points, name this Ohio senator and younger brother of a Union general who authored a namesake antitrust act. Sherman is good for 3 to Taylor. And then the score check.
Can you all see the scoreboard, or would you like me to also verbalize it for everyone in the rear?
Okay, but what you have checked that?
As long as they can see it.
2, Tarv with 6, Joe with 2, Laura with 2, Taylor with 1, and Jacob.
Check.
Okay, so scores check, toss it 6. In one story set during this conflict, Peyton Farquhar just 6 points, and I suppose to Omar. Toss it 7. This scientist wrote the science fiction novel Contact and mixed philosophy and knowledge of the solar system in a book titled Pale Blue Dot. 6 points, I suppose. Yep, over to Jay. Toss 8. A 1919 summer of this color named a wave of racial unrest involving black-white relations. That event of this color also coincided with an event named for this color, which saw the Seattle General strike and the Palmer raids. This color named
Red.
just getting it in for 5 points over to Akar. Toss up 9. An echo technique used in this musical genre resembles earlier ring shouts and is used in pieces such as Grace and Beauty by James Scott. A piece in this genre called Frog Legs was published by John Stillwell Stark and orchestrated by a composer of The Easy Winners. A black club in Sedalia, Missouri inspired a piece in this genre titled Maple Leaf. Polyrhythms from African music were used in points. What
Negro spiritual.
-2. What syncopated musical style that included The Entertainer by Scott Joplin? -2. Sorry, -1.
Rag.
Yeah, ragtime is correct. 3 points to Taylor. 10, then the next score check. This treaty was followed up in the USA by the Knox-Porter Resolution, and it was vehemently opposed by the irreconcilable. This treaty's Article 10 was opposed by one Massachusetts senator who...
Video Versailles.
Yep, Versailles, but that's close enough. Good for 5 points to Atara off of 10.
Score check. I have Jacoby with -2, Tarv with 16, Joe with 0, Omar with 7, Taylor with 4, and Jay with 2.
Check. Okay, toss up 11. After Henry Still Olcott and Helena Blavatsky moved to India, this person became the president of the American branch of the Theosophical Society. This person was replaced by a junior officer named John Newton after George Meade received a report from Oliver Howard that this person's core had been broken, and this person legendarily fired the first shot at the Battle of Fort Sumter. For the points, no, -2. For the points, identify this Union General, the subject of a Mills Commission report about the invention of baseball.
Doherty.
No, -1. Doubleday is correct for 3 points to Joe. Abner Doubleday. Toss up 12. One participant in this movement was Charles Grandison Finney, who coined the phrase burned over district. Perfect for 6 to Omar's second Great Awakening. 13. In one work, this person argued against the Comte de Buffon by insisting that there were larger animals in America. This president told Jefferson, nice, 6 points, yes. Omar. 14. In this U.S. state, a group of revolutionaries, including John Brown I and Abraham Whipple, boarded and burned a ship that ran aground while chasing a mail ship suspected of smuggling. This state was the first to declare independence from Great Britain, and the last state, Rhode Island, is good for 5 to Taylor. 15. This person was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the American Ground Forces, preparing to invade France in the spring of 1944. During the Battle of the Bulge, Dwight Eisenhower placed this person's 1st and 9th Armies under the command of British Field Marshal Bernard Law. Omar Bradley is correct for 5, over to Atari. 16, or let's score check. Back to 5.
I have Jacoby with -2, Tarv with 21, Joe with 3, Omar with 17, Taylor with 8, and Jay with 2.
Check. Okay, 16. The Anzac One boy from this culture was discovered in a cave alongside characteristic fluted projectile points. This culture was supplanted. Nice buzz, yes. 6 points over to Jay, Clovis culture. 17. Later leaders of this organization included Charles Murphy and Bowery Tough Big Tim Sullivan. This organization was explicitly opposed by the Locofocos, and it was targeted by Mayor Fiorello.
The mafia.
No, -2. Fiorello LaGuardia. This organization's most notable leader was regularly satirized in Harper's Weekly by cartoonist Thomas Nast. I'm going to call for 4 over 2.1. Okay, 18. A popular history nonfiction book about this event by novelist D. Brown is titled Bury My Heart at... It is indeed 6 points over to Omar. Wounded Knee. Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee is the name of the book. Okay. 19. People who settled in areas regulated by this law were often called butternuts. Nathan Dane and Rufus King included an early Bill of Rights in this law, which allowed for 3 to 5 states to be created around new pig and corn raising regions. This law was possibly the most significant act passed under the Articles of Confederation. For the points, identify the 1787 law that organized territories across the Ohio River from the south into the Northwest Ordinance for 4 to Joe. 20. A person in this profession named Arthur Rothstein assisted Virginia farmers facing eviction for the construction of Shenandoah National Park. With James Agee, a person in this profession collaborated on the book Let Us Now Praise Famous Men. Walker Evans worked in this profession for the Farm Security Administration, as did a person who documented Florence Owens Thompson and internment at Manzanar. 4 points.
Prison guard?
No, -2. Photographer or photojournalist for 4 points to Taylor. And then we'll score check. Yeah.
I have Jacoby with -2, Atard with 21, Joe with 7, Homer with 27, Taylor with 10, and Jay with 6.
Check.
Okay, we'll move along to play 21. Operation Greylord, an investigation into the judiciary of this city, resulted in the conviction of 15 judges for corruption. A criminal nicknamed the Babbling Burglar revealed criminal activity on the part of police officers in this city's Summerdale district. The 2 longest serving mayors of this city were a father and a son who were both suspected of corruption. For the points mean the city which suffered a particularly controversial and violent 1968 Democratic Convention.
Chicago.
Good for 3 points to Atara. 22. Kill it. All right, 22. Bankers from this company practiced pinning by setting client pins to 0000, allowing them to log into those accounts. CEO John Stumpf, who led this company's acquisition of Wachovia during the 2008 financial crisis, resigned when it was revealed that this company, -2, that this company cross-sold existing customers onto new accounts without their permission. For the points, name this bank based in San Francisco, Wells Fargo for 4 points, down to Omar. We used to bank with them, and we no longer do. 23. This person became a board member for the Philip Morris Company after convincing Virginia Slims to sponsor women's competitions. This person dominated tennis in the 1960s and 70s, winning.
Billie Jean King?
Nice buzz, 6 points. Yes, Billie Jean King to a bar. Keeping pace. All right, 24. I need something quite specific here. Okay. This vehicle, which was first used by Laverne Saunders in Bangkok, was developed in the Battle of Wichita after Hap Arnold visited an assembly plant. This vehicle contained General Electric analog computers to increase weapons accuracy and featured remotely controlled machine gun turrets. One of these vehicles was used by Paul Tibbets to drop an atomic bomb on
Helicopter?
-2. -2.
B-29 bomber?
That's the alphanumeric. B-29 for 4 points to a par. Every buzz changes the score. 25, then we'll cross-check the scores. Okay, I can take something relatively generic here. 25, this activity was popularized in the USA in the 1890s by the German immigrants Ludwig Durlacher and Eugen Sandow. Along with vegetarianism, this activity was the main discipline promoted by Bernard McFadden's physical culture movement. A long-running series of magazine advertisements depicted a bully kicking sand in a man's face to promote a program for this activity that was sold by
Like martial arts treatment?
-2, that was sold by Charles Atlas for the points, named as athletic bodybuilding, yes, for 4 points to Taylor. Okay, cross-check the scores.
I have Jacoby with -2, Ricard with 32, Joe with 7, Omar with 29, Taylor with 14, and Jay with 2.
All right, the two Californians at the top, 5 questions to play. Anything can happen. 26. The only usage of this amendment, section 3, was against the socialist Victor Berger, who was convicted of violating the Espionage Act. This amendment's due process clause is interpreted.
This amendment?
-2. -2 is interpreted as applying the Bill of Rights to the states, while its citizenship clause overruled Dred Scott and gave citizenship to all people born in the USA. For the points, Negus at -2, and that's 3. It's the 14th. Yes, those are tough. 13, 14, and 15 for Reconstruction. 27. Edward Jackson was elected governor of Indiana when over 30% of eligible males belonged to this organization, which also counted Supreme Court Justice and Alabama Senator Hugo Black among its members. It is for 5 points. Putting a Favre on the threshold with 3 to play. 28. The first administrator of this program was Milo Randolph Perkins, and the first to benefit from this program was Rochester resident Mabel McFiggin. This program was modified in 1974 to include SSI cash outs. A farm bill called the 1996 FAIR Act reauthorized this program, which can be distributed via the Electronic Benefit Transfer System, or EBT. The Mickey Leland Memorial Domestic Hunger Relief Act simplified operation of, for the points, what program to provide nutrition? Time. We're going for food stamp program. Also take the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, or SNAP, as it is now often referred to. So with 2 to go, cross-check.
You have a 10-point lead. Scores are correct.
Okay, 29. This substance was central to a deadly disaster at a distilling company on January. I was wondering if someone would fix it, and that's Jay.
Here it is again.
The Boston Massacre. All right, so 1 to play, toss-up. Other than a brief intermission by Moses Robinson, this polity was governed for almost all of its existence by Thomas Chittenden. A conspiracy to unite this polity with Canada was known as the Haldimand Affair. Prior to its annexation, this polity used a green...
The Republic of Vermont?
Yes, the Republic of Vermont for 5 points. Very nice. To Jay, who comes on strong at the end. All right, so... let's cross-check the scores, make sure things are. Okay, so all set. Okay, all right, congratulations. Okay. to receive your awards. Seersucker blazer back on. All right, so come on up. In 6th place, we have Jacoby. Great job. Yeah, it's on the, okay, I can read just all of that. Okay, in 5th place, we have Joe from Beckett. Come on up. Good job. Vinny Streety shirt. Wow. In 4th place, we have Taylor from Tennessee. Congratulations. All right, in third, very nice. Those last 2 buses, Jay comes back to take in 2nd place, Omar, congratulations. Good job. And your national champion. Good job. All right, so USSUD is a wrap. Remember, 6th graders, especially